Good evening, everyone. Myself, Engineer Sandeep Bansal, on behalf of Board of Directors of CEV Integral Appraiser Foundation, the registered Section 8 company and a registered valuer organization under the authority IBBI. I welcome you all on this prestigious event when our organization is celebrating International Women's Day. As you may be aware, International Women's Day is celebrated globally on 8th of March every year to celebrate the achievements of women and mark a call to action for gender equality. International Women's Day also aims to draw attention to issues faced by women and advocate the women's empowerment. In order to celebrate International Women's Day to recognize exceptional work undertaken towards women empowerment, we seek your support for celebrating women's achievement, focusing on eliminating gender-based violence and discrimination, along with adopting innovative approaches to bring participate perceptible changes to the technical, social, political, economical, and cultural empowerment of women. We at CEV IAF RVO are organizing an event today at 12th of March to be the step closer to gender equality and the vision of women living with dignity and contributing as equal partner in development in an environment free from violence and discrimination. A suitable report along with pictures and videos of the event will be prepared and submitted to the authority IBBI in the forthcoming days, as per the instructions of the authority. As an initiative taken by the CEV, by our all chapter chairmen, that they have initiated a special women chair in the governing board team, and the designation of that chair will be the joint secretary. Congratulations to all chairmen, and we are highly thankful to them for creating this chair in their chapter headquarters as a governing board member. Now, I would like to hand over the platform to our women representative and organizer of this event, Dr. Shifalika, and registered valuer Akshada Sushant, to please continue with the event and take the charge. Thank you very much.
Greetings of the day to everyone present here. On behalf of the Board of Directors, as a woman representative of CEV IAF RVO, I welcome all the faculties, participants, and observers to this event. As we all know, we are here to celebrate the presence of women in society and to celebrate their achievements, to celebrate International Women's Day. An organizer, administrative leader, director, recreator, partner, daughter, health officer, teacher, and artist, architect, registered valuer, a woman has various roles to play in her life. To celebrate the importance and significance of women in every person's life, every year, International Women's Day is celebrated on 8th March. Women's Day recognizes and celebrates women in every field. A woman has a positive mind and a fierce nature to excel in their respective fields. Professional and educational institutions are now open to celebrate Women's Day. It's a sign of progress, and they are teaching students to honor and respect a woman. Empowering women is a big responsibility, but it's also vital for gender equality. Furthermore, society benefits when women are treated with respect and are not treated as second-class citizens. Women used to be limited in their houses and were not allowed to leave the house for employment before, but now things have drastically changed. Furthermore, this generation has high regard for women and places a high value on them. Women are undoubtedly turning the world's attention to them. Also, it was previously impossible, but it is now doable, and they are doing so on. Women are achieving incredible heights and even traveling to space, as can be seen. I want to conclude my speech by saying that International Women's Day is dedicated to celebrating the achievements of women in technical, financial, social, cultural, and political fields. The day formed by women helps in bringing attention towards the forgotten women, right and gender equality in a few places around the world. It should be considered a day where everyone acknowledges the value and the importance of women in our lives and all around the world. CEV IAF RVO salutes all the women out there who are doing wonders all around the globe and making their nation proud, especially who came forward with their special topic presentation on this special day. Now, I request my colleague, architect Akshita Dhoot, registered valuer, to take the charge to coordinate this event as per the rules of CEV. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this small webinar on women empowerment. As just said by Shefalika ma'am, women empowerment, for this International Women's Day, we celebrate on 8th March every year. But as we all know, that a single day, we can't imagine a single day without a woman in our house. It all becomes a mess. So women empowerment, it actually comes when we become independent. If we have the right to take our decisions, we have the power. And now it's glad to know that women are equally active in all the sectors of our society. Government is also taking many efforts to create awareness about women empowerment. And this webinar is just a small small information, small awareness on women empowerment. So now I request our first topic presentation, which is about prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace. And this presentation will be given to us by architect Dolcy from Dart Architects. She's an architect and interior designer from Patiala, and architect Vishakha Gupta, advocate Vishakha Gupta. She has done her BA, LLB, LLM, and currently practicing in Punjab. And architect Amit Gupta as registered valuer and industrial consultant. So I just request upon architect Dolcy ma'am and Vishakha ma'am to continue with the next presentation about prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace.
Thank you so much. Good evening to all. First of all, I would like to introduce a woman to you. And as very well saying, I am a girl of modern times. I am not fearless. I am not powerless. I am Adi Shakti. I am Ambika. Here, myself, architect Dolcy, and today I am going to speak about sexual harassment of women at workplaces. Now, what is workplace? A workplace includes all premises, including corporate office, head office, branch offices, and all other premises, location, establishments, institutions, units, site controlled directly or indirectly, the company where business of company is conducted. All other premises where employees of the company visit arising out of or during the course of their employment, including official events. Includes the transportation and accommodation, if any, provided by the company for employees arising out of or during the course of employment for commutation or residence purposes. Now, major point to discuss here is women's participation at work. So as this data says, 30.03% in rural areas and 15.44% in urban areas. Like while I was preparing this presentation, this particular slide took all my attention as why this much difference in rural and urban areas. This may be due to sexual harassment at workplace culture or maybe not. So harassment is major factor in workplace culture. So sexual harassment is very common at workplace. More than 52% women experience sexual harassment at workplace every day, in which 25% harassed without invitation and 20% experience sexual advances. But report rate is very less. Why? Why 80% thinks that outcome is very poor? Now you can say why outcome is poor. The result or justice may be delayed. As they say, delayed means denied. So, and 16% thinks that situation get worsened after they report. As for example, for me, 50% of harassed women does not get support from their own family. That might because family thinks that this might hurt their reputation or anything else. Now, what is harassment? Sexual harassment. Any unwelcome act or behavior which is sexual in nature. A subjective experience, impact, not the intent matters. Now, what this line says, impact, not the intent matter. Impact means the sexual harassment is not measured from the doer perspective, but it is measured by the women which is being harassed by someone. So intent matters, impact matters, not intent matters. Now, sexual harassment includes physical contact, abusive sounds, making sexually colored remarks, stalking. Now, most people does not know that stalking does not mean only physical, but also includes following a woman or monitors her with use of internet or any other electronic means also includes in the stalking. Implied or explicit promise of a preferential treatment in her employment or threatening treatment. A lot of time we say that maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's just his nature or anyone's nature, or maybe all other, we are colleagues, so I should not overreact. But that's when you need to stop and think twice. No, this is also comes under the sexual harassment. And this is just small animation to show you the like this is physical touch, unwanted gestures, abusive messages, maybe commenting or display picture, anything. This all contains in the sexual harassment. All comes, emails. Now, what is at stake? Brand value, negative publicity, decreased morale and decreased efficiency of employees, loss of money for non-compliance of provisions of law. Now, I would like to invite Advocate Vishakha Gupta to share her insight on the law relating to the sexual harassment at workplaces. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate Dolcy. This is Vishakha Gupta. I am here to put my insights on the evolution of a law relating to a sexual harassment at workplace. Thank you, CEV, for providing me this opportunity to share my views here. And I am here for the very first time, so I hope all you would cooperate with me. Like the scenario before 1997 and after 1997 is quite different. Before 1997, there was only a single legislation that deals with the sexual harassment only in a broader sense. That is the Indian Penal Code. The provisions are the Section 354 and Section 354 and the Section 509 that deals with the criminal assault of a woman to outrage women's modesty. But these provisions left the interpretation of the outraging women's modesty to the discretion of a police officer, which demands change. And in that particular year, the catalyst for the change of the scenario of sexual harassment, particularly at a workplace, was the 1990s brutal gang rape at a workplace of an NGO in the state of Rajasthan. In that year, for the very first time, Workplace sexual harassment was recognized by the Honorable Supreme Court in the judgment of Vishakha versus State of Rajasthan. Honorable Court observed that there was not currently a legislation in place to protect women and to ensure a secure work environment for her. And this forced the Honorable Court to acknowledge the necessity for appropriate and a practical law to address sexual harassment as a result. Supreme Court in that particular judgment lays down the guidelines to be followed establishment in dealing with the complaint about sexual harassment at workplace, and the court stated that these guidelines were to be implemented until a legislation is passed to deal with the issue. But it's shocking that the POSH Act and the POSH regulations were passed 16 years after the Vishakha's decision. And now I would like to dig into the law, that how the law regarding the safety of women against the sexual harassment evolved in India in past 2 decades. The POSH Act enacted on the lines of the Vishakha's judgment and the allied post judgments of the Supreme Court. This particular act lays down the general rule that women should not be sexually harassed. Under the POSH Act, the sexual harassment is defined broadly enough to include both overt and covert act behavior that may be expressed physically or sexually or mentally or verbally, even in writing. The primary characteristics that such this behavior apart is that the recipient does not want or welcome it anyhow. The other crucial aspect of this act is the creation of a grievance redressal forum, which is mandates for the employer to establish an internal committee at each office or a branch or to hear and address the complaint of a sexual harassment. But the minimum number of employees should be 10 to establish this committee. And this constitution of an internal committee is a mandatory for an employer. Otherwise, the consequences as per the act is severe for employer, that he may face the monetary penalty up to rupees 50,000. In case of a repetition, it might lead to a criminal complaint against him. Then I would like to add on some practical tips, which I personally think that must be followed for the constitution of an internal committee, such as the internal committee operation should be autonomous to exclude any possibility of a favoritism claims. And another one is IC committee members should be chosen from considering a number of criteria or factors such as they are approachable, committed, or sensitive and understanding. Other crucial aspect which need to be considered is that the internal committee should, to the greatest extent feasible, be made up of women who have received training on the POSH Act and its regulations and their duties and responsibilities. The another thing which is crucial is that, as we all know, that prevention is always better than a cure. So it is the duty of an employer to provide a safe working environment for women, or to treat sexual harassment as a misconduct under service rules, or initiate action for a misconduct, or to provide assistance to the aggrieved women if she so chooses to file a complaint in relation to the offense under the Indian Penal Code or any other law for the time being in force. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Architect Amit.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Vishakha. I would like to continue from here. The most important thing about the POSH Act, it's a tool to empower a woman, only woman. It's not gender neutral. It provides a complete setup for a woman to complain the harassment, any kind of harassment she faces. So, what to do? if you are facing an harassment, first, you don't have to ignore or let it go. Don't delay, because as per the law, as per the POSH Act, it should be reported in the stipulated time frame. And please learn to say no clearly and firmly. Speak out. Speaking out about sexual harassment is an effective tool in combating it. Please don't ignore it. Report it to the ICC under the POSH Act, and the immediate inquiry will be conducted as per the law guidelines. Next, what are the remedies? As I have earlier said, an aggrieved woman employee may file a complaint with the ICC for redressal of her grievances. And it is the responsibility of ICC to send notice to the respondents within 7 working days. The respondent shall file his reply to the complainant along with supporting documents. Procedure for filing a complaint. See, a preferable time of 3 months is provided from the date of the incident to file a complaint. So it is the most crucial thing you have to note down, that you have to report the incident within the period of 3 months of the incident. Contact details should be very much prescribed, and the complaint copy should be, there should be 6 copies of the complaint minimum. And the complaint shall consist of the name of the respondent, date of and detail of the incident of the sexual harassment, name and detail of the witness, if any, along with the supporting documents. Who is eligible to file a complaint? See, a woman, aggrieved woman, can file herself, or if due to any physical incompatibility she is not able to file a complaint, or due to any mental incapacity, a person from her behalf can also file a complaint. And the third one, a person who has knowledge of the incident but with the written consent from the aggrieved woman can also file a complaint. When the aggrieved woman is dead, a complaint may be filed by any person who has knowledge of the incident with the written consent of her legal heirs. So these are the persons who are eligible to file a complaint. See, what is the procedure of the inquiry? First, the ICC tries for conciliation by during the inquiry, and the most important thing, no monetary settlements shall be made as a basis of conciliation. You can't conciliate on the behalf of monetary settlement. You can't say we are giving you 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees as a settlement due to your harassment. No. This should be a proper code of conduct inside a corporate sector or an office who comes under this act, for proper punishment or proper redressal of the inquiry or the complaint. And the most important thing, if any settlement is possible, ICC can go for that settlement. And if the settlement is done, no further inquiry shall be conducted by the ICC. Procedure of the inquiry. As I earlier said, the incident should be reported within the 90 working days. And ICC have also to investigate the complaint as early as possible, and ICC should follow principle of natural justice in all its proceedings. Confidentiality should be there unless required by the law. and the copy of the complaint to be given to respondents and the complainant both. And if there are any witnesses or any evidence, ICC should also take them into the consideration. There should be a proper hearing after the receiving of the complaint. And the most important things, all the employees of that office or that workplace have to cooperate to the ICC. What is going there, what they are also witnessing about the respondent, they have to cooperate to their full extent. See, ICC is acting like a internal judicial body for the complaint under POSH Act. But if still the woman feels that the inquiry conducted is not okay or is not as per the law or as not as per the code of conduct, there are still provisions in the IPC under various sections under which punishment under these offenses like sexual harassment, disrobe, modesty, outraging the modesty of the woman, stalking, insulting the woman are there. So you can also go for that. But there is also a provision to properly have a provision under the code of conduct whenever a malicious complaint or false evidence is provided by the reporter or the complainant. Appropriate disciplinary action, which may include termination of employment, engagement or relationship with the company as the case may be, shall be decided. See, the thing is, what can you do from, what are the things you should refrain from? Behavior that may offend or hurt people at your workplace. Behavior that cause harassment to any woman employee at your workplace. Behavior that may be interpreted by another as sexual harassment. Behavior that may support sexual harassment in any manner. Producing any false evidence of sexual harassment. Filing or supporting any malicious or false complaint. What can you do? Be professional all the time. Set a positive example. Think before making personal comments. Be supportive of people who wish to talk about being sexually harassed. Direct them to the appropriate persons. Hold the harasser accountable for his actions. Don't make excuses for him. Demand that the harassment should be stopped. Report sexual harassment to responsible person in the organization. In the last, I want to conclude, say no to sexual harassment. Let's make this earth a safe and healthy workplace. Thanks to all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Amit, Vishakha, and Dolcy for sharing the views on POSH Act. Now, without any further delay, we will move on to next topic, sustainable housing.
To interrupt, please continue.
So I just respectfully thank all the speakers for providing us with this wonderful experience on women empowerment and the designing part, including with the case studies and all. We have learned really a lot of things in today's presentation. So I respectfully conclude this webinar with thanking all the participants and all the speakers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
RB.